I believe that Trump is going to try and funnel $10 billion of your tax dollars money to TPUSA. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. First, we have to explain how we got here. Mr. Charles Littlejohn in October 2023 pleaded guilty to unauthorized disclosure of tax returns and return information. He was sentenced in January 2024. The government contracted him way back when Donald Trump was president for the first time under Steve Mnuchin. He was the IRS director at that time. And Mr. John Little leaked information. He admitted to it. And about 400,000 people's information got leaked, including people like Kenneth Griffin, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump. Now, this happened way back in September of 2020. That's when the New York Times broke the story. So Donald Trump and his organization decided to sue this year, January 29th. They filed a lawsuit claiming that during their reign, when he was president, the first time, that Steve Mnuchin, the director of the IRS at that time, allowed somebody to leak his information, along with, 400,000 other people. So that was a failure to prevent disclosure of confidential tax information and personal finances, because we all know what happened after that. There was a cascade and a slew of lawsuits, and we ended up finding that Donald Trump was guilty of fraud by over-evaluating his assets, doing all kinds of stuff. Anyway. So Donald Trump was very embarrassed because it came out that the year he won the election in 2016, and the previous year he only paid $750 in taxes. And out of the last 15 years, he didn't pay taxes for 10 of those years. So that was very embarrassing to him. And we all know that it ended in a retaliation. So now he can't get James Comey. He can't get to Letitia James, who were the ones who originally brought these lawsuits of fraud against the Trump organization. So now he wants to sue you. And by you, I mean, take your tax dollars, your hard-earned tax dollars. They're supposed to go for your roads, your schools, and all the kind of stuff. He wants you to pay $10 billion out of your hard-earned tax money that's already at the IRS for him losing the election. So how's he going to do that? I mean, the guy that leaked the information is in prison. And he's not suing the company that the guy worked for, which the government contracted. So why is he suing for his own administration's fault? The man that was in charge of Steve Mnuchin is not suing him either. He wants to sue the IRS. So we all know that Bess is in charge of the IRS. And we know that the Attorney General has the option to fight this or to settle with Trump, her boss. See where I'm going with this? But the interesting part is how Bessent, right before Congress, said there ain't nothing I can do about it. His whole job is literally to buck against spending frivolous money out of the tax dollars fund for the IRS. That's literally his job, to negotiate all this stuff. He's saying on record that Donald Trump is my boss. And whatever the DOJ says, I have to do.
Whatsoever.
No, sir. And the president said he will.
Have you received, I didn't ask any more questions. Have you received any advice from Treasury's legal division about how to handle this potential conflict?
This is a Justice Department matter. They represent Treasury in it.
Have someone from the Department of Justice actually come and talk to you saying that this is their purview and you need to stay out of it? Or who has discussed to you what is your role in this?
Our general counsel, who's sitting behind me, has told me that it is a Justice Department matter. The Justice Department defends Treasury in matters like this.
Okay, so it has been discussed with you. Do you have any final say at all in the process of this? Or is the DOJ just going to instruct you to cut a check and or settle, and you have no independence to actually make a decision whether or not the president deserves $10 billion?
Again, that is a DOJ matter.
And so the DOJ will entirely make that decision if and whether or not the president should receive $10 billion. You have no say at all.
Correct.
So you will just have to write the check if you were told to write the check.
Correct.
And you would write the check willingly if you were told by a DOJ to the president.
I will follow the law, Senator.
Like he ain't got no say in it. Like he can't, buck against it or, try and, write down what's fair amount. Because I believe that if he gets $10 billion, how much is Elon going to get? How much is Jeff going to get? How much is 400,000 people is going to get and claim that their reputation was damaged? I mean, I don't see how you could damage his reputation any more than it already has been. You know what I'm saying? Between the 718 bankruptcies, between the porn stars, between the how many times this man has lied, how many charges he's been found guilty of. How can you damage his reputation anymore? But in fact, that is what he is suing for. But what is astounding is that he waited till now, until he has the attorney general under his thumb. You see, everybody in this administration is levied. Bessent sat right on the Congress floor and said, I ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. That's the first time in history that, a president has ever sued his own administration. And so there's really nothing I can do. That's what he's saying. There's really nothing I can do. I just got to do what the DOJ says does. Why is he the head of the IRS? That's exactly why. Because during his confrontation, if you recall, Bessent still has an ongoing litigation with who? The IRS. From his hedge fund. They're negotiating millions of dollars that he might have to pay for avoidance of Medicare. But not paying into Medicare. The very stuff they just cut. Are y'all hearing me? Scott Bessent, the IRS secretary, is telling them, I am leveraged. I can't go against them. Pam Bondi, the attorney general. Todd Blanche, the assistant attorney general.
The one side, you have officials who want to pursue the president's agenda within the bounds of the law, while another group believes in order to truly be MAGA, you have to be willing to do whatever it takes to pursue the president's enemies.
Both of them are leverage. We know that Todd used to be Donald Trump's lawyer. We know that once Pam Bondi quit being the attorney general down in Florida, she went to work for Qatar. And that's why Donald Trump got that plane and all the crypto deals, because she was working behind the scenes the last 4 years when Biden was in president. That's why he pulled her in as attorney general. She had already all this plan set up for him to get the plane, for him to get the crypto deals, for him to get everything that's happened over in Qatar. Pam Bondi was a lobbyist for Qatar, our attorney general. So she's leveraged. I'm quite sure Trump got some crazy stories to tell about them deals that went down when she was a lobbyist over there for Qatar. I'm sure Todd Blanche is leveraged from being Donald Trump's lawyer. In lieu of that, it was very interesting to hear Mr. Bessent say this.
On Senator Kim's questioning, so you are fully aware that the president is suing your agency for $10 billion.
Yeah.
We would agree. Would you agree that $10 billion is a good sum of money?
Yes, sir.
Where would that be cut from? Let's say for some reason he actually wins that lawsuit. Where would that $10 billion come from?
Again, it would come from,
What is wrong with him? You are the Treasury Secretary. They are suing you. Where would the money come from?
Process wise, I'm not asking like your opinion whether it's right or wrong.
It would come from Treasury,
It comes from Treasury, which comes from the general fund,
the Treasury general account.
so taxpayers.
Yes.
Thank you.
Part of the 440,000 taxpayers whose returns were leaked.
If the president, they're not suing, but
Now he said part of the 400,000 that were leaked, like they getting some of the money. Really? Really? Why did he mention that?
the president prevails in this lawsuit, he's going to be able to pocket that money. My question is the president, has anyone in the president's office talked to you about this lawsuit in any regard?
They have not, and the president has said he will donate the proceeds to charity. You may have missed that.
So no one at all.
You may have missed that. You may have missed that. How many times Trump said he's gonna donate his winnings, findings, what I want to say, earnings for being president to charity? Anybody know what charities that went to? Anybody? Huh. I got a real big hunch that's going to TPUSA if he wins. If he wins. I'm pretty sure that $500 million she made off of Charlie Kirk's funeral, most definitely Trump feel like he ought to get some of that since they graced the stage with their presence and set up the whole ordeal. Y'all don't see that coming? That's about the best charity I can think of. Y'all do know it's a charity. Even though with statements like this.
And said, it sounds like Eric is a little happier than you might assume.
I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century, it's just insane. We had over 275,000 people that attended, and the stadium overflow, I think we're at over 200,000 for merch sales. Again, it's not easy, but again, grief is hard. Otherwise, honestly, Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action, full steam ahead, you guys. Charlie would want us to get back to work, and that's what we're doing. We have so much to do, which is exciting. Charlie in heaven is like, you guys thought you had a busy schedule then, just you wait. And he's doing some awesome things with Jesus in heaven right now. But there's so much work to be done. I mean, since his assassination, we have 100,000 chapter requests. We have 300,000 new donors. I think we have 50,000 plus hat orders to fulfill.
And Candace's reactions to Erica's tone here was,
it is the general tone that is off-putting. It's the laughter that is off-putting. It's, again, we are not even 2 weeks after watching your husband be assassinated. In my imagination, I just thought she would be more upset.
It's a charity. So hopefully we have one sane judge in the world, and she is going to see right through this. Because if she gives him $10 billion, I don't see any way. Because he is the most desecrated reputation I can think of. If his reputation was desecrated, a man is already beneath the earth when it comes to polling and approval rating. How much do you think Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk gonna get? The other billionaires whose information was leaked along with that. Hopefully you're making plans for the future. Hopefully you found some people like me, homesteaders, that can sell you some decent price meat, eggs, and food, and vegetables and stuff. Because I see a world coming if Donald Trump continues on, where all the major corporations takes over all the little mom and pop stores, so you won't have no other choice. I see a world in where Donald Trump is in every entity of our infrastructure. Keep saying it: oil, gas, water, nuclear, and trade. He has personal business investments in all of them, and he's handing out these government contracts to all his businesses. Wait till you see what's going to happen with that coin now that everything has failed and it's failing. The AI bubble's failing. Wait till you see what Trump does. Mark my words. Same way we did with Argentina, which is one of Best's greatest assets for his hedge funds, because they're lenders. Howard Lechnick, they're lenders. The worse America does, the better they do. The more money you gotta borrow. You feel me? This is by design. He's trying to burn it all down so he can be, and his cronies, so he can be the total savior. Create the problem and then fix the problem. I'm just saying.